Well, I have to work. Well, you get to know that. I just get to work on my class. I haven't worked at all nights since one game. Oh. I thought you meant like no copy there. Look at her. You can see it. It's pumping in and out like she's angry.
Yep. What's that? Belchertown, yep. Orioles. Yep.
Our new ones have like how I did
You know what's going to be the number one seller if we do that East Meadow like clothing sell like you did. Number one seller is going to be face masks.
I mean, yeah, it's so funny. I want to do one for right like we don't even. I don't even have a class yet. Like they haven't designed us. So right.
I remember I was going through what you were handing out. You handed it to me, and I was looking through. And I was like, there are some things that I was like, I would buy. I was like a windbreaker. I love quarter zips. You guys had one. I was like, those are amazing.
Gage, what's your last name, by the way?
Abdelmacy.
Abdelmacy.
Yeah.
Or Must-See, right?
Yeah, Must-See.
Okay. All right. Abdelmacy. Got it.
All right, 5 seconds.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's matchup between the Spartans of East Long Meadow and the Orioles of Belchertown. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have prepared for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Per MIAA, PVIAC, and the East Long Meadow High School policies and expectations, please ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior. Please do not direct any negative comments toward officials, athletes, coaches, or fans. If you require assistance, please call upon a school or security official. Please also note the following. Emergency exits are located at both the front and back of the stadium. Smoking is not allowed anywhere on school property. Spectators should avoid using noisemakers while at the games, and spectators should stay outside of the fenced track area at all times. For MIA, our great country has persevered because of the men and women that serve our country in the armed forces. We invite both veterans and current military personnel to stand. We thank them for their service to our country. We now invite everyone to stand as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
East Longmeadow Spartan Sports are back here on LCAT, and this time we're coming at you live from East Longmeadow High School, high above the East Longmeadow High School turf. I'm Colin Casey, joined by
Gage of Delacy, and today we got a good one for you. We got Belchertown versus the East Longmeadow Spartans. Previously, we had Belchertown playing East Longmeadow last season, and the score was 1-0 Belchertown. Pretty close game, but new season, new changes. We'll see how East Longmeadow performs this year.
Should be an interesting matchup, as you said, Gage. Spartans coming in last year with an 0-12-1 record, but it's a fresh slate as East Longmeadow looks to get things underway, and they'll be taking on a formidable Belchertown Orioles team with a Super 7 selection on their roster. Officials are ready, and we are just about set to go. And of note, a couple of changes due to the pandemic in terms of rules changes. Instead of halves, we have 4 15-minute quarters. So ample time for both teams to get some rest and kind of get their legs back. It's the first game action in a while, and we are underway. Orioles controlling possession early. Pass, though, is intercepted, and here come the Spartans the other way with numbers. Pass forward there by Sophia Sayers. And it's taken on the far side of the field, shielding the ball. And the ball will roll out of play, and Belchertown will take over. Just about 60 degrees here at the start of this one, so first day of October, starting to feel those temperatures drop and only get colder from here on out, Gage.
Absolutely, but it's very nice to see that the weather's nice and cold for the first game of East Longmeadow fall sports. Previously the past 2 days it was pretty warm, pretty uncomfortable for fall weather, to say in the least. But today it's a nice, like you said, 60 degrees, nice comfortable weather. I mean, I'm sitting here in a nice long sleeve quarter zip and some khakis, and I'm comfortable, ready to just enjoy this nice game.
East Longmeadow looking to strike first. Shot on net, knocked down in front. That came off the stick of Sterling. And here come the Orioles. Long outlet pass is knocked down and taken on in. Battle for it, and that'll cause a free hit here for the Orioles. Shielding the ball well, thrown on net, looking for a tip in front. It goes off a foot, and possession will be turned over. Actually, no, it looks like it'll stay with the Orioles. Just over 2 minutes in, still no score. Spartans coached by Daniel Reed, also the hockey coach, so he's hoping that season will start on time as we get closer and closer to winter. And now the EL has possession, but the whistle has blown, so they'll have to do it again. Struck forward, knocked down by the Orioles. And they'll back him up once again. And Gage, I think some of these stoppages do have to do with social distancing and trying to keep contact at a minimum.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to see from here, but we were actually talking about a pregame. Both teams have to wear masks during the play, no matter what. That's one of the biggest MIA rules to the game. It makes for a lot of different changes. I mean, one, it's like the breathing's going to be a lot harder depending on the mask you're wearing, but it looks like all of them are wearing some nice breathable masks, but, to still help the spread of germs and whatnot.
Belchertown already making some early substitutions, and you can see why. First game of the year, limited time to get prepared for this season with a lot of uncertainty up in the air, and I'm sure fatigue is going to be an important factor in deciding the outcome of this game. Olivia Robb. Whistle blown once again, and Robb will take possession right around midfield. She throws it all the way down, looking for Caitlin Dowd. Dowd, far side. Spartans will keep possession. Here comes their second good scoring chance here, just over 4 minutes into the game. Play it back to the defense. A shot on net gets all the way through, but sneaks past the inside post. And first real good shot attempt for the Spartans goes by the wayside.
It was a very smart play. I mean, one of the options was a cross-crease pass. What the problem was is that the defense of Belchertown was right up against the goaltender, so it would have been most likely an interception. They decided to pass it back, and then the shot went in. It was a very smart play, just unfortunate that it went wide.
From the Orioles, that pass gets all the way through. Not enough separation to create a breakaway. And the whistle is blown. Now tables have turned and the Orioles have it around midfield. Looking to generate an opportunity and try to strike first. Good pass gets all the way through. Here comes a scoring chance all the way in. Contested a shot and a nice kick save made by Elaine Nathan.
Looks like a stoppage play.
And Belchertown's going to have it.
This is where things got risky. You had a great opportunity by Belchertown to score. Now they have the momentum on their side, and they're getting the ball back. Now they can figure out the mistake that they made on not scoring and possibly make up for it.
Belchertown's going to play it back. And they end up turning it over, and now the Spartans have a lot of numbers going the other way. All three forwards are up. Rob will take it on the far side. Shields it. Her pass doesn't get through cleanly. But the Spartans will keep possession. So, Gage, at this point, it seems like whoever can get the ball at least on their half or on their opponent's half of the field is going to be able to control the offense. It's really hard for both of these teams to get anything going in transition.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, both defenses are playing phenomenally, stopping all passes up the field. It's been a lot of just across crease or down backwards to try and create better scoring opportunities. But both defenses notice what's their other team's game plans are and are just focusing on eliminating some really good passes that could lead to some goals.
Ball rockets out of play and Spartans will inbound. Hard pass does get through. Rob can't get anything going. But the Spartans keep possession. Now Rob all the way forward. Looking for Sayers. And now it's Dowd. Dowd can't hang on to it. And quickly possession back to the Spartans. Dowd looking for a centering pass. It doesn't get through. Comes another free hit. Shot on net misses well wide, and it's going to be Belchertown ball anyway. 7:45 remaining in the first quarter. We are scoreless. Orioles will play it to the near side. Chopped all the way through. Nevin's trying to hustle back on defense. Ball topped and quickly picked up. A great anticipation play by the Spartans. But the pass leading forward just too far ahead for Tara PQ. So the Orioles trying to get their defense involved, but it seems to backfire as the Spartans have a really good hold on the Orioles offense so far. Not really any quality scoring chances aside from that breakaway that was in on Nathan.
One key offensive player, too, for East Longmeadow that's been playing really well on defense is number 18, Sophie Sayers. From the previous play, she was actually up closer to the defensive players for Belchertown, not allowing those back passes for those hard, heavy shots to possibly get deflected or something like that. But, phenomenal play by an offensive player like herself.
Just a second-year player as well. There's a lot of young players on this East Longmeadow team. 10 underclassmen as opposed to 9 juniors and seniors combined.
It makes for that nice youth of development, which, I mean, for a first game, it's not the greatest because, again, like you were saying earlier, fatigue's going to be a problem. All that's going to be a problem when it's your first game of the season. But getting further into the season. Reed, he's a hockey coach. He knows how to develop his players very well. Same problem happened with the hockey team with some very many youth players. I mean, coming up the next season, they've got a goaltender that's sophomore. It's going to be an interesting thing to see what Reed does with him. So having these underclassmen is going to be a very interesting thing to see how it plays out further on into the season.
Spartans with it once again, the 25. Pass left forward, a shot gets all the way in. It's a battle for it, but it looked like it glanced off of PQ's leg, and it's going to be Belchertown ball. Pass does get through, and once again, in transition, it's Belchertown. Nevin's retreating, trying to keep herself between the ball and the goal, and she makes a great defensive play, but they're going to award possession to Belchertown, so good hustle by Nevins to get back, but it's all for naught. Five minutes left in the first. Orioles make a quick substitution as the ball's being retrieved over on the far side. Referee's making sure that ball's in the correct spot. And play will resume. Forehand pass sneaks its way through. And we got another stoppage. Same situation. Ball comes back out to the 25. And this time, Belchertown will play it back and try to generate some space. She's got an angle on the near side. The pass gets through. It's a self pass. Ball comes up and glances off an arm. And it'll be going no, it'll stay with Belchertown. So some lengthy time of possession here for the Orioles, but not really any quality scoring chances.
Well, what really helps is that you can see in the backfield, you got Belchertown, one defenseman staying back, making sure that no opportunities happen with some great scoring opportunities. So that allows East Longmeadow to have that one extra defenseman that you can tell that they're putting closer to the goaltender for those to block some shots, which is ending up helping them a lot.
East Longmeadow gets it back with 3:30 to go, and a quick update for those just tuning in. This is due to COVID rules, there are now quarters instead of halves for this season. I got a text from my mother who played high school field hockey and had to give her that update. She said she's trying to tell me it was halves, not quarters, but it's been a rule change, so.
You know, everyone's going to do that eventually. You got people tuning in live. They're going to sit here and be like, well, when I was playing, it was halves. It's like, well, nope, due to COVID, we had to change some rules. For example, the masks that every player has to wear, including coaches. And on top of it, we only have one parent per athlete that's playing for every game that's outdoors. When it's in for any indoor games, such as volleyball, no fans are allowed.
It's tough, but hey, that's why we're here. Try to give you the action if you can't make it to the field. Spartans finally get it on the Belchertown side of things late in the first quarter. On the far side is Sayers, but that pass is picked off and on with it. The Orioles pass a little bit too far ahead, and going back to get there is Anna Macarini. Macarini chops it all the way through. Pass by Robb. She didn't get too much on it. But that will be last touched by the Orioles, and EL will try to get something going late in this first quarter. There's been a couple of good scoring chances from both teams, but both teams have had trouble sustaining offense. As PQ knocks that one down out of midair, and he'll play it forward. It's a big sports family, the PQs. Connor PQ played 4 years of high school golf here at East Longmeadow before heading on to Mercyhurst College out in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's currently playing golf there in his junior year. Of course, their father, Kevin PQ, is the PGA professional up at Greenfield Country Club. So East Long Meadow looking for that first goal. Rob. It's actually Macarini now with it. Nevins tries driving one on net. Gets all the way through a shot, and it ends up in the back of the net.
Nice. Exactly 50 seconds left on the clock, and East Long Meadow is really going to take advantage and take the momentum with that goal there.
I think PQ might have gotten the last touch on that one. It was hard to tell with all that commotion, but regardless, 50 seconds remaining, as you said, Gage, and it's already 1-0.
What makes things even better for East Long Meadow is to start the half. Belchertown won the coin toss and decided to start with the ball. So having East Long Meadow up 1-0 early allows them to possibly in the second half start with the ball and the lead.
So long ways to go for the Orioles to get back in this, but Spartans, a much needed strong start for this young team. Belchertown looks to answer late in this first quarter. Clock continues to tick now, 40 seconds left in the quarter.
Confusion for Belchertown's allowing time to tick. We have a running clock.
And they'll try it again. Not much progress being made before the end of this first quarter. Pass fought through, but it's knocked down by Rob. Rob wrists it forward. 15 seconds now less. Down to 10. Spartans trying to get another one late. That drive is an overhead swing there, and that is going to end the first quarter. But the Spartans strike late in the quarter on what looked like Tara PQ's first goal of the season. And we've got a quick 2-minute stoppage. We'll keep it right here. The Spartans with a much-needed first goal in this one. Gage, what'd you see out of that first 15 minutes from EL?
Well, for EL and for Belchertown, I'll say it for both. They had great, amazing defense. They were making sure that they had their players in front of the goaltender to make sure any shots that were getting there were blocked, and then allowing Belchertown to take it or East Long Meadow to take it back up the field, try and do it again, and they just repeat their same method. Defense works for both teams. It was amazing. For Belchertown, it's going to be a shame that they let up a goal late in the first quarter, but for East Long Meadow, that's a momentum shift that they need.
Just a quick reminder, these two teams will play once again, as both teams are set to play 10-game schedules here this fall. And it is a home-and-home series. Tonight's game, of course, here in East Long Meadow. But Monday afternoon, Spartans will travel up to Belchertown, take on the Orioles. And at this rate, they're able to hang on and win this game. They'll be looking to go for the sweep and a strong 2-0 start to the year, but one quarter at a time. As far as this Orioles team goes, 12-3-3 last year, so a very successful team. 1 year ago, that back when things were normal, of course, that ended up making it to the quarterfinals in the playoffs, ended up losing to the South Hadley Tigers.
You know, something that I think nobody was going to mention during this COVID, we might as well bring it up now while we have about 20 seconds left, is for home games, home field advantage is going to be a very important thing, as no away fans are allowed at any game due to MIAA ruling.
Now, there's not a massive amount of fans here, but still, you know, a couple dozen parents can make all the difference in the world when, you know, one team hears their parents cheering and screaming for them on a breakaway, and the other team hears nothing. All right, second quarter set to begin. Belchertown will start with it. Through pass, and it's knocked down and sent the other way by Sterling. Belchertown looking to hustle back. A little bit of momentum going in that final minute. Advantage stays with the Orioles. Centering pass, it's a tie-up around the 15. But the Orioles stick with it. Pass through, knocked down in front. Nevins tries steering it away, and she is able to get the edge, but good hustle to get back, and nope, it's going to go the other way with the Spartans. So Ariana Nevins making some great defensive plays. And quick, just like that, it's turned right back over. So Belchertown mishandles it.
Nice, Marissa. Stay with it.
Ball knocked down in front. That was Marissa Beaumier. And EL gets it back. Beaumier to the far side. You hear the yelling on the Belchertown side. Defense has been caught out of position a couple of times so far, and they're looking to not have that happen once again. It didn't really impact them on these transitions, but on that goal from the Spartans, there was just a breakdown in front and allowed a great opportunity. There's a strong forecheck, though, from Belchertown. They look to build some momentum in this second quarter, trailing by 1. Nevins swipes that one towards the near side sideline and can be carried out further by Dowd. Dowd's pass ahead's knocked down
Nice
and
tip.
up forward. That was a big infraction, in the fact that it prevented a potential breakaway for East Long Meadow. It was Taylor Weiss.
One thing I'm noticing with about 7.5 minutes in is the bench difference between Belchertown and East Long Meadow. East Long Meadow has all their players standing up, active. They're getting ready to go in at any point. And you got Belchertown with all their players just sitting down. I don't want to say relaxed, but it's almost like they're slumped over due to that 1-0 deficit that they're having over East Long Meadow.
You have to wonder also how fatigue plays a role if both these teams are already feeling a bit tired. But at the same time, I'm sure both teams were anxious to get back playing actual games. So a real catch-22, but so far the advantage has been for East Long Meadow, both on the field and clearly on the scoreboard. 1-0 they lead with 11:49 remaining in the first half. Belchertown on the attack. And ball change possession again. Pass towards the far side, and waiting for it is Weiss. Weiss with her head up looking to get the pass through to Caitlin Dowd, and it's muddled. And a quick change of direction allows plenty of space for the Orioles to take the ball upfield. It's 3-on-3. Pass is able to find its way through. Lead pass forward looking in front of the net. It's turned aside by the East Long Meadow defense. That ball whacked towards the front. Nevins trying to keep it away from her goaltender Nathan, and her effort prevails as possession awarded to the Spartans. Now, this is just the first of several East Long Meadow sporting events taking place soon. You got boys and girls soccer also resuming, as well as girls volleyball. So you got those 4 in action. I believe cross country also slated to begin this week. Spartans playing it forward, but Weiss unable to stay in front, and that ball whacked out, and that's going to be a quick turnover. Bit of a mistake there. And here comes Weiss. Looking for the self-pass a little bit too far forward, but she's able to fight forward, and she ends up tripping over the stick. But we'll stay with Belchertown. Not for long. A good play by PQ to knock it down, and here come the Spartans again. Pass sent forward. Shot on net by PQ. She couldn't get much on it. And the Orioles still looking for that sustained attack with some good-looking shots on goal. There haven't been really any shots on goal for Elaine Nathan. It's been a pretty easy night for her so far. Wasting no time to put the ball back in play are the Orioles, but Nevins, who's had a really strong game, breaks up another opportunity and ends up sending it all the way down. It'll go out of play.
It looks like Belchertown might end up rushing to try and get this ball in play because the East Long Meadow does have a player that they want to sub in as soon as possible, it looks like, because previous play they tried to get the ball in as quickly as possible, not allow that sub in. They did it again, and now with East Long Meadow getting it, we'll see if they end up making a sub.
8 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second quarter. There's a nice aerial pass that is knocked down. Good hand-eye coordination from Rob. Rob can't dig it out of her feet, and this ball off of her foot, so it'll be given to Belchertown. Evans tries to make defensive play, but it's a stick infraction. A good saucer pass gets all the way through, but Nevins right there once again. And looks like she knocked someone down. That was actually Isabella Rock making the play. But now Nevins will bring it back, and it'll be East Long Meadow possession once again. Belchertown with a 2-on-2 developing. Brought down the near side. Not a whole lot on that entry pass. Steered back in Belchertown trying to get something through. That ball was last off of... It looked like it was last off East Long Meadow, but let's see. Nope, they are going to give it to Belchertown. It looked like the right call there. Delayed pass. PQ trying to break it up, but couldn't make the play, and it'll be given right back to the Orioles.
One thing I'm starting to notice in this Belchertown offense they're using in this offense is the fact that they're actually, when they have the ball up around the 20-25 yard line, they're actually going to shift all of their players out around the goal and no one in the middle, which allows for the East Long Meadow defense to actually slowly move guys in towards the middle. So it allows for passes that might go across to get stopped and ultimately give them a great opportunity back on offense.
So in the corner with it, Belchertown trying to find something, really any sort of offense. Control the possession for the last few minutes, and as I said that, they end up giving it away, and East Long Meadow will start behind their own goal.
The old commentator curse. Starts in the first game of fall sports. Gotta love it.
And Gage, I don't know about you, but it being the start of October, it certainly feels weird that there's not going to be any high school football, at least till the month of February.
It's weird for everyone. I mean, on top of it, East Long Meadow ended up getting a new head coach, new offensive scheme. They lost one of their star players that was actually going to be a junior this year, a senior this year. So they had a lot of key things that they were looking forward to or looking to change from last season from a disappointing finish. But right now you can just be thankful that as of right now they'll be starting in February, and I think the only problem then is going to be the weather and the temperature that they might have to deal with.
It's a shot on net, and the save made in deep in net there by the Belchertown goalie. I mean, there was a lot of velocity on that shot. Looked like that was Sayers who drove that one on goal. And just like that, the Spartans jumping right back on the attack, but Nevins with a huge play to keep it in. That also allowed Macarini to get back. Spartans get possession back. PQ can't fight it through the defense. Carried over the midline. And referee warning him to watch the push for Nevins, but Evan's still able to make a really great play to roll it all the way down to PQ. PQ dribbles one past, and now it'll be Sayers.
Nice job.
Sayers hanging on to it for a while and tries to get the pass through. It's broken up. A good aggressive play. And Belchertown is rewarded with possession. 3:40 remaining in the first half. Pace of this game has kind of slowed down a little bit after that exciting end to the first quarter, with Terra PQ getting East Long Meadow Spartans on the board. 1-0 is the score. Pass all the way through. That's Athena Ron Karate. Haven't heard her name much, but she's been a forward active in the offensive end when the Spartans have been able to get it down there. They look to keep it down there, and there's a good breakup on the far side by, looked like that was Rob. Ron Karate couldn't keep it in the zone. And Lily Sterling gets some great help defense by Anna Macarini. Macarini, great pass forward, carried in. Here come the Spartans once more. Ron Karate finds Macarini. She will throw it back to Sterling. Sterling going to take it to the far side of the field, switches direction. Macarini can't get it through. Spartans keep possession. Macarini drops it back. And return back to Macarini, down low. Ron Karate to Macarini, drives one on net, knocked down in front, a good defensive play, but Macarini keeps an active stick, but you can't get enough on that pass, and finally, the Orioles are able to regain possession. Minute 50 left in the first. First half, that is. Belchertown surviving a strong surge from the Spartans, and now they'll try to counter with a surge of their own. Oh, wait a minute. They end up turning the ball over. Ron Karate tries getting it through. And the whistle blows. Macarini comes off after a really strong shift out there, turning defense into offense. Just over a minute remaining in the second quarter. Broken up by Sayers. That ball whacked all the way through. It gets by everybody except for the lone defenseman, but it's turned over. And here comes a breakaway for the Orioles. A shot on net, and she scores through the 5-hole. And with 46 seconds remaining, Belchertown is able to counter and tie things up at 1.
You know, the pass was a very impressive pass. Nobody was able to get to it, and then once it got in, it was a bit of a tie-up with the last defenseman. I think Belchertown, the one way they can take away from that is the careless mistakes that defense on East Long Meadow is making. But, again, last-second goal. All East Long Meadow can do is try and hold this off, keep it at 1-1, and then go into halftime looking at what they can improve on.
Last year, Belchertown was able to sneak out with a 1-0 victory against the Spartans, and it's looking like another barn burner here on opening night between the Orioles and the Spartans. 46 seconds remaining. East Long Meadow looking for a quick one at the end of the quarter like they got at the end of the first quarter. They'll have possession, but only about 33 seconds remaining. Now under 30. And Sterling bringing it forward. Finally puts it in play. 20 seconds left. Lily Sterling drives it forward. It doesn't get through. A good stick from the Orioles. Looking for one last rush. 11 seconds remaining. They do have numbers. Now 10 seconds. She can't get it all the way through. Possession still on. 4 seconds. Here comes a drive on net. She swings and misses a shot, and a kick save at the buzzer by Nathan. It looked like the Spartans thought that play was about to be halted, and didn't realize that there were still a few seconds left on the clock. And so Belchertown able to take a little bit of momentum into the half, but we are tied 1-1 as Tara PQ got the scoring started for the Spartans, and then a late answer late in the first half. Gage, your thoughts on a very exciting first half of field hockey?
Defense is all I can say. I mean, for both quarters, the defense was the main thing for all 19 minutes, and then for East Long Meadow, with 50 seconds on the clock, they scored, and then for, like you said, 46.1 seconds left, Belchertown ended up scoring. I think it's going to be one of those things where if Belchertown or East Long Meadow wants to win, it's going to have to be one of those situations where they're going to have to pick up the offense, try and allow the other team's defense to make some mistakes, and then that could ultimately let them win.
So we got about 9 minutes until the start of half number 2. We'll take a quick break and bring you the second half of action coming up. You are watching East Long Meadow Spartans field hockey here on LCAT. Second half action set to begin here at East Palmetto High School. Spartans and Orioles of Belchertown tied 1-1 this opening night matchup. Gage, we saw Belchertown take a lot of momentum into the half in that final minute. They ended up getting the equalizer and then almost got another opportunity to score once again in the final minute. So what do the Spartans need to do to counter that push from the Orioles?
I think they need to limit the opportunities and the space that they're giving Belchertown. I mean, they allowed in that last couple seconds where they almost allowed the second goal for Belchertown, they were allowing a lot of the outside so they could slowly move in. If they push them back out, further out, they're going to have to force a pass that could have caused an interception, go the other way, and could possibly end up allowing them to score. I think it's just going to be a lot of limiting the amount of space that they give Belchertown. But other than that, I'm seeing a lot of great defense from both teams.
Here we go. Second half underway. Third quarter. Keep in mind, got quarters instead of halves. The MIA rule changes due to the pandemic. But for the Spartans, Sophia Sayers gets the pass through to Sterling. Sterling's shot doesn't get quite through. Tries getting some help from Sayers to keep the ball in the attacking zone, but instead it's coming back the other way, and comes that push from the Orioles. Pass does get through. Here comes a breakaway opportunity. Bad angled shot, and she misses wide. I mean, she pretty much ran out of real estate to get a quality shot on net with that tough angle, and a good job by Lane Nathan to take away much of the net. Spartans try getting it through. That one's knocked down by what looked like a high stick, but the possession plays on. Long pass forward. And looking to knock it down was Sayers. Sayers facing heavy resistance, though, and back forward come the Orioles. Beautiful self-pass, 2-on-1, maybe a 2-on-0. Yeah, here it comes. 2-on-0 for Belchertown. Moving on in, a pass, shot, and the one-timer she ends up fanning on. So two great scoring chances in the first minute 30 of the second half for the Orioles, but we remain tied.
East Longmeadow's gotten lucky with these opportunities that Belchertown is missing on. I think East Longmeadow now needs to focus mostly on defense and not this offense. They're trying to get more offensive scoring opportunities, and as we saw in this past minute, it's truly allowed Belchertown to take as many opportunities, as much time as they want on that offense.
And the Spartans looked really strong defensively for most of that first half until the final minute, and looks like that final minute is carried over already in this third quarter. So they're going to have to get back to the basics and do exactly what they were doing for the first 29 minutes of this game. But here comes another rush here from Belchertown, loose in front, and a kick save made by Nathan. Another shot on net, knocked down in front by the defense, and Sterling tries dragging it out. Another shot gets all the way through, and it is knocked aside. It might have actually gone wide. But the Orioles' surge continues here early in this second half. Possession's actually going to stay with Belchertown. They look to try to get another shot on goal. They've had, I think, 2 shots so far, and 2 shots on goal, that is, but several other shots that weren't on net. There's a centering feed that rolls all the way to the near side corner. And a good hustle play by Belchertown to keep it in play, but it's dragged all the way out and carried completely out by, that was Marissa Beaumier, and play has been stopped. Spartans will have it now close to midfield.
If I'm Belchertown, with the amount of offensive opportunities they're getting, they're having that one defenseman sit back. I wouldn't push them up forward, allow that to get more, another person on offense, allow for more scoring opportunities and possibly even a goal with the amount of opportunities that they have just slightly missed.
Spartans looking to answer that intensity, but they're having trouble keeping it away from their half of the field. This right here will help. And Rob will fire it through. It's off a stick and out of play. Spartans will keep it. Sophia Sayers will play it in the out-of-bounds line. Ball driven forward, but nobody home for the Spartans. Don't think they'll have enough steam, though, to get out of play. It won't. That forces Belchertown to make a move back towards middle of the field. It's all the way through, and that pass gets forward, and here comes that aggressive attack again from Belchertown. A 3-on-1 developing. Nevins, the lone defenseman, back. The lone defender back, Nevins. That pass gets all the way through, held in front, kept in play. Centering pass, knocked down in front. And the Spartans defense able to clear it for the time being. Possession kept, though, by the Orioles. That pass in front and turned aside and whacked all the way out to the far side of the field. So the Spartans, at long last, get possession. Now they might have numbers the other way themselves. But a good forecheck by Belchertown keeps it in the Spartans' defensive half of the field. 9:45 remaining in the third quarter, still 1-1 between East Longmeadow and Belchertown in this opening night matchup here at East Longmeadow High School. This ball will just barely stay in play. And a stick infraction there on Belchertown. So this might give the Spartans an opportunity to finally set up an attack. PQ has the lone goal for East Longmeadow. Gives that one away. Pass gets nudged through, and they'll award possession to the Orioles. Ball pops up in the air, comes right back down. A good stick, but it's going to stay with Belchertown.
Like I was saying earlier, Belchertown should move up both their defensemen. They actually now have 3 in the backfield. Should move up at least 2, maybe even all 3, and get better scoring opportunities.
Fighting hard to get possession back is Talia Weiss. It's been all Belchertown really so far through this first 6 minutes and 40 seconds of quarter number 3. Been on the doorstep of that go-ahead goal after falling behind 1-0 late in the first quarter. Another turnover by the Spartans. And a hard pass gets all the way through, but a good breakup and knocked free on the far side. A huge play there from Beaumier. Lily Sterling throws it upfield, and another pass just picked off. As soon as the Spartans get to midfield, Belchertown comes charging back with it. An aggressive defensive scheme, certainly paying off so far for the Orioles. Ball comes back, and PQ has it. She gets that pass forward, and here come the Spartans. Sophie Sayers. She can't stick with it. But a weak pass, and Nevins comes in to pick up, and she'll jump up into the play as a defenseman. Nevins' pass tapped in front by Weiss, but goes off her stick and out of play. Under 7 minutes to play now in the third.
You know, it's funny. I was just noticing that Belchertown actually switched out their goalies at half, and then, you know, for the goalie that just came in for Belchertown, she's having a very nice time. Just hasn't had a single shot on her, and you just better hope that continues, or if any shots go on her, she's able to stop them.
It's been a quiet offensive half so far for the Spartans, and there's a huge collision. And they're going to give possession now to Belchertown. Player slow to get up, but she'll be the one to put it back in play. That pass is picked off. PQ, good positioning. She'll drive this one forward. It's knocked down in front. Sayers trying to fight it through. Sayers, and the whistle blows. But the Spartans will stick with it. It's dragged back. Nevins Evans with a spin move, whacks the pass forward. A little bit too much on it. And unable to get there in time was Ron Karate.
I don't know if this is a coincidence, but they ended up having Sophie Sayers on that left side of the goal, allowing for her to be, with her being a righty, she has that quick one-timer to just shoot it right on net or stop it and then instantly shoot it. I don't know if their game plan was to try and get it down and then pass it across for Sophie Sayers, but it looked like that was the idea.
That lob pass didn't have a whole lot on it, but the Spartans can't quite capitalize as Nevins comes in looking for a big defensive play, and it pays off. Spartans awarded possession. That drive by Beaumier is knocked out of play. It'll be Belchertown. .450 left in the third quarter. Still a 1-1 game. Looks like a full moon. Out just past the tree line. And the whistle blows once more. We'll stay with Orioles. They'll try to put it in once again. That aerial pass gets through. And it's an infraction on the Spartans, but we're going to wait for them to get back and set in position before Belchertown can play it. And there's a great break up there from the Spartans. Fighting for is Ron Karate. Sayers as a reinforcement and quickly possession. Sayers with a shot on net and a save made. And Coach Reed having a discussion with the officials. It looks like the Spartans didn't wait long enough before putting that in play. Regardless, still a great save by the Orioles defense, and that's played with a high stick. But the next touch belonged to Belchertown, so Spartans stick with it. There's a centering pass. A good flat stick keeps it out. East Long Meadow starting to get some of that momentum that they lost at the end of the first half back. Nevins. Ron Karate on the near side.
You guys can go all the way down to that other pole.
And we got a penalty here given to Nevins. So it's going to be 2 minutes with 2:47 remaining in the third quarter. So a pretty substantial loss for the Spartans as got a power play coming up now for Belchertown. See if they can take advantage, but they quickly end up turning it over. And Sayers, stick handling back to her forehand, but her pass is knocked down. She was looking for Ron Karate down on the near side. Those two have really done a bulk of the offense here in this third quarter for the Spartans, generating a number of decent chances. Anna Macarini with a nice play to elude a forecheck, and she ends up getting possession. About 35 seconds gone now on this power play. 6 on 5, and here comes a 2-on-1 shorthanded opportunity. That pass gets all the way through. Stick handling, a kick, save, the ball comes free. It's a shorthanded goal for the Spartans. With 1:55 remaining in the third quarter, a hustle play, and it's going to be a goal for Sophia Sayers. And wait a minute. They're going to wave it off.
You know, I was going to say before this that they...
Oh, man.
Oh. Do we know the ruling? What do we know on the ruling?
So they're going to give the Spartans possession, but there was, I guess, some sort of foul committed prior to that.
No one will ever know the difference.
But as I was saying, I was going to say East Long Meadow needed to put some more defense on in the back. They were having the one, and you could see Belchertown was putting 2 or 3 up while they had the ball. I almost was going to bite my own words in that moment. I'm still going to say I'm going to bite my own words, but it's one of those situations where I think East Long Meadow still should put more back just in case with this power play happening.
So it remains tied. Might as well blow the whistle next week at that point, based on what happened there. And it's going to be Belchertown possession. We'll see if the Spartans can keep that momentum despite the goal being waved off. But here come the Orioles, minute 30 remaining. Less than a minute left on the Spartans penalty, but here comes a great opportunity. And a good back pressure play by the Spartans. Danger not averted yet. And Anna Macarini comes away with it. But her pass ends up going off of, looked like it went off a foot, and yeah, eventually possession given right back to Belchertown. A couple of quick passes. Don't get all the way through, but it's bunted forward, and finally whistle blows. 3 seconds remaining. And the Spartans are back at full strength. 44 seconds left in the quarter. And here we go, another late rush coming from the Spartans. They look to try to do exactly what they did at the end of the first quarter and take the lead. There's a strong play by Rob, and the whistle blows. Spartans have just enough time to generate one last chance. 20 seconds left in the third.
East Long Meadow's looking to slowly bring up their defense if they have enough time in possession.
Sterling's pass just gets through. Rob throws one, and it misses wide with 5 seconds left in the quarter. That'll take up about the rest of the time, and it does. So the third quarter ends in a bit of controversy as Spartans looked like they had taken. Gage, your thoughts on that third quarter? It had a little bit of everything.
One of the main things I think East Long Meadow needs to work on is their transitioning. We noticed it in the beginning of the third quarter. It was a lot of opportunities led for Belchertown. They had little amount of defense. I think they need to either have more defensemen back or get their transition game a lot better. I mean, as that penalty hit and they were actually down a man, you could see them start to pick up the pace, start to make some better transitioning, do everything a lot better. And I mean, it sucks that that goal got turned back, but I mean, that really shows that they were ready to show what they had. And, you know, maybe that's going to ignite the flame that they had underneath them and get that goal back.
Yeah, it was almost like that third quarter, Gage. It was a tale of two halves in that quarter. As the first half of that quarter was all Belchertown, and even when the Spartans ended up going shorthanded, they still were able to carry that momentum, and they were able to pick up what they thought was a goal at the time, and still got a number of great opportunities in those final moments. So we'll see if that momentum sticks with East Long Meadow going into the fourth quarter of play. And again, another reminder that these two teams will meet again on Monday afternoon up in Belchertown. So it'll be a short memory for whoever ends up on the losing end of this one. East Long Meadow looking for their first win in over a season. Remember last year, 0-12-1. They're in a good spot with a pretty spirited effort so far from both teams, given that this is their first game of the season after a long layoff, a pandemic, and pretty much everything that the world could throw at both of these teams.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously we were saying earlier that football is going to be delayed till February, and a lot of other games are up in arms. It all depends on the ruling, if we can make it so it's limited, but you know, it's great to have at least one, maybe even more games for this fall.
Final quarter underway, and Spartans quickly give away possession to the Orioles. Macarini tries making a play, but officials award possession to Belchertown. There's a drive, gets through everybody, even all the way in on goal, but it's going to be about 3 feet wide of that inside post, so the Spartans will have it. This will be brought all the way back to the 15. A fake shot It's knocked down quickly. And let's see if Belchertown can get some of that momentum back and maybe take their first lead of the game. Shot on net doesn't get through. Rob forward, and here come the Spartans. Sayers can't fight it through the defense. Belchertown tried to get back into the East Long Meadow half of the field. Lily Sterling, a one-handed effort to keep the ball rather in front of her. Rob tries fighting it through, but whistle blows and it'll come all the way back to midfield. But the Spartans keep possession. 13:40 remaining in the game, still 1-1. Quick pass ahead, Sayers, but a good defensive play. Seems like that Belchertown defense has tightened up ever since allowing that goal to PQ early on in the game, late in the first quarter. That pass goes all the way through. Didn't look like it touched anyone, so that should be Belchertown ball, and it is. Temperature quickly dropping. It seems like every quarter that goes by, it feels like it got 5 degrees cooler.
This way and give her an option.
So after a long delay, finally, ball put back in play by Belchertown, and the Spartans snuffed that one out. Sayers fighting for it. It's broken up, but not legally. So East Long Meadow once again threatening. Sayers will put it in play.
I was just about to say this is where East Long Meadow is going to want to put up more of their defensemen, but Reed beat me to it. You could hear him screaming, Lily, move up, and Lily did exactly that. So they've got one defenseman back. The rest are all up on attack. We'll see how it plays out.
Sterling pass down low. Fed all the way through a one-time attempt and unable to get it cleanly was Sayers, and it's a shot or an opportunity goes by the wayside for the Spartans. It's a great pass all the way through in front, but nothing happening. Now Belchertown looking to respond. Next time we'll be on the air, that we as an LCAT will be, is on Monday. Have some soccer action for the first time this year. Spartans will be at home. Pass chopped through, but that last defensive effort making a huge play. And it's carried all the way forward by Belchertown, and that should end up being still their possession. It is, as it was last off a Spartan foot.
Speaking of other sports that will be going on around this weekend is tomorrow, girls varsity soccer will be playing at Shog away. Problem is we will not be able to broadcast it live, but we will have a recording and we will cut it and post it.
Perfect. So if you're hoping to catch that action, be on the lookout for that upload. Just like the old days of LCAT. This is actually their first live broadcast of a sporting event, so we appreciate everyone tuning in.
The first of many.
Belchertown deep in their own territory. They'll get a little bit of relief here as a stick infraction committed by Sayers. 10:20 left in this one. Sayers fights it all the way through, and there's the 5 yards for East Long Meadow. They got space to operate. Sayers looking for the pass, and it looks like the officials are clarifying something here for an infraction there from Belchertown. It seemed like something that's been taking place a lot, so he's making sure the rules are very clear. He'll try it again. Pass is broken up, but glances off a foot, and Spartans will do it again. Just one defender back right now for East Long Meadow. Coach Reed trying to get an aggressive approach late in this game. There's a shot and a kick save made. The rebound is loose, dug at, and they're going to give possession to Belchertown, much to the chagrin of Daniel Reed. Good play by Macarini to knock down that pass. And it goes out of play, but it'll stay with the Spartans. Macarini and Nevins have both been really strong in defensive end in this game. It's Nevins right now playing all the way back, making sure that Spartans don't get beat on a quick rush. Another infraction by Belchertown. So East Long Meadow will put it in play just past the 35. Sayers passed forward. It looked like she expected help, but it never came. And now the Spartans will have to hustle back. That pass forward. And it's dug out and sent forward by Macarini. The return pass hops over Macarini's stick, but she's quick to try to get back into position. She was a defender, playing up, has to get all the way back to her natural spot on defense. Battle for possession on the far side of the field. And the pass is knocked down by the Spartans, and they look to re-enter the Belchertown zone. Pass goes all the way through, but reinforcements back for the Orioles. Not a whole lot on that pass, but a quick recovery.
Quarter, it's been East Long Meadow with possession. You just better hope East Long Meadow can carry that through the entire fourth and not allow Belchertown that one opportunity in the last minute.
Well, here come the Orioles looking to get that opportunity, showing a lot of speed down the far side. And there's a shot on net blocked in front, and a painful block at that by Lily Sterling. A good play by Nevins to muddle it, but here comes a shot. It gets all the way through. It's off a foot. And the whistle blows. And I think it's going to be a corner. Yep, it's going to be a corner. Coach Reed not happy. It's actually just a regular putting the ball in play, and that shot ramps up off a hand, and that will give the Spartans possession back. So Coach Reed not too happy with the officiating here late in this one, but his team still has an opportunity to take this lead, and they've got a little bit of numbers going the other way. Weiss fights it through. Sayers drags it free. Sayers taking it in past the 20. Quickly stick handling her pass, though, is intercepted. And here comes the Orioles. Belchertown not quitting despite getting peppered with a lot of opportunities in the other end, but 4:44 remaining. They try to get another rush. That pass is off of a defender's leg. That was Sterling. So Belchertown will set it up yet again. Under 4:30 to play. Struggle to pass that one through. It eventually does. Broken up, and it's going to go the other way for the Spartans. A lot of incentive for this Belchertown team to come away with a victory, because if they end up stealing one here on the road, they come back home on Monday, get an opportunity at the series sweep in this home-and-home matchup against East Long Meadow. There's a great pass through, a shot on net, it hits the post! Rebound is kicked free, and it is in the back of the net. So how about the push from Belchertown with 3:49 remaining, and they take the lead 2-1.
Now we just got to pray East Long Meadow has the momentum to try and get back. They only have 3:49 left. They're going to need to get as many opportunities on net. with that goal in the third quarter that was not allowed, got taken back, I feel like that, plus this goal that just got scored now, I feel like that's really going to light the flame underneath them, and they're really now going to try and push as much offense as they can. They still need to be careful on the defensive side and make sure they don't make it become like 2-on-1s or 3-on-1s, but overall they just need to really push on offense now.
Quick turnover off the draw. And now Belchertown can really just keep the ball deep in the zone. And they're going to change possession. So now it's going to be East Long Meadow. They're not going to waste any time getting it forward. They throw it all the way in, and it's Olivia Robb on the far side, waiting for her teammates to join her on the rush. That pass gets through to Sayers. Sayers whacks one on net, but it's well wide. And now Belchertown gets it back. 3:05 remaining in the game, and a 1-goal lead for the Orioles. Orioles taking their time to put this one in play. Really taking their time. Finally do, and it's knocked down. What a play. Robb is bumped, and it's going to give East Long Meadow possession. 2:27 remaining. Sayers pass down to Robb, and the whistle blows. And it's another turnover. 2:11 remaining. Belchertown waiting to put it in play. And they finally do, but good push from the Spartans. That through pass knocked down. Second effort gets it through. And it's raked free. Robb can't get a shot on, and it's going to be another opportunity here for East Long Meadow. Certainly not giving up. 1:38 remaining. Sayers will put it in. Tries passing it through, but a good defensive stick by the Orioles. That one whacked on, and they're going to give possession right back to Belchertown. 1:20 remaining. Belchertown just trying to kill clock. Good push again from the Spartans. The forecheck really showing life in this fourth quarter. Pass comes free. Sayers can't find it. And it's going to stay with the Spartans. 1 minute remaining. Final minute.
Now's where I would bring all the defense up for East Long Meadow, maybe even try and...
Shot gets all the way through. Belchertown trying to clear it. It's going to be out of play. It stays in possession for the Spartans. 45 seconds remaining. East Long Meadow's got to hustle. Bomir pass down low in the corner. Thrown in front by Robb. Sticked free by Sayers. Sayers can't get a shot on net. 30 seconds remaining. There's a drive. Not much on that either. It's loose in front. Far at. Spartans trying to get a shot on goal. And finally the whistle blows. 15 seconds remaining. The Spartans have to set this up quickly. The whistle blows. 10 seconds left. Time running out. 8. Driven on net. 5 seconds. 4. One last shot attempt. Knocked down in front by Belchertown, and that is going to be it. The Belchertown Orioles on the road score late with under 4 minutes remaining, and they steal this opening night matchup against the Spartans. Final score 2-1 from East Long Meadow High School. Gage, what a crazy final 5 minutes of this one that was, but tough, heartbreaking loss for the Spartans on opening night.
Absolutely. I mean, what really started the heartbreak moment was when the third quarter, Sophie Sayers gets a nice opportunity, gets it right in the back of the net, and it was a bit of a delayed call, but they take it back, and ever since then, you can kind of tell that Belchertown got that one lucky opportunity, and it ended up performing to help them win the game.
So once again, the final score, the East Long Meadow Spartans fall to the Belchertown Orioles. Final score, again, 2-1. Be sure to tune in on Monday for that next live broadcast of East Long Meadow athletics, but look out for tomorrow as East Long Meadow, you said the girls team, correct, Gage?
Correct.
They will be in action at Minnechaug, and look out for that recording of that game. So for all of us here at LCAT, for camera operator Jamie Rook, I'm Colin Casey. Thank you for tuning in for this first ever live broadcast of East Long Meadow Cable Access Television, East Long Meadow High School Sports, and we will see you next time. So long, everybody.
See ya.